And I come back to you now, at the turn of the tide.
Up next is some Lord of the Ring news, but first, click that subscribe button.
And the precious, like...
For Frodo.
So out October 5th is the Middle-earth Ultimate 6-Film Collection. This is a collector's edition that has been rumored since the 4K discs of not only Lord of the Rings, but also The Hobbit had come out. We were not doing this channel at the time, Russ, but I know you and I had talked about this for a little while, although I know you're not a big fan.
Stupid fat hobbit.
This is something that kind of has typically happened throughout the course of all of Lord of the Rings home media releases, where they've always been very upfront, very kind of, especially for the collectors. So they would always, whether it was DVD, then Blu-ray, they would always put the DVDs out and the Blu-rays out of the theatrical versions with little to no bonus content. And they would say, 6 months from now, we're going to release extended versions, which are the, hour plus longer cuts of these films with a wealth of, supplemental materials, discs upon discs, hours upon hours.
And this
so they
was
gave
always,
you the option.
I was about to say, they gave you the option.
Every single time.
That's
Yep.
cool.
Every single time. I know, and I like that too. And when these 4K releases came out, they did something very similar. They said, later on down the line, we know we're going to put something out that's everything, and it's going to contain memorabilia. It's going to contain new features, perhaps. It's going to contain just additional things, a nice package, whatever it might be. I was not bothered by that announcement back in the day when we first heard that, because I don't care enough about the Hobbit films to want to rush out and buy this gigantic box set, and as incredible as it does look. Here are what we know so far about this release. That this is the Ultimate Collector's Edition of this epic adventure saga. It includes the theatrical and extended editions of the film in 4K, and as well as digital codes, as well as Blu-ray discs. And the Blu-ray discs themselves have also been remastered in this new 4K scan that they had done for these films. They just have that on the Blu-ray disc as well. So it's an upgraded visual experience across whatever format it is that you're into. That is there. There are special features that have never been released before.
What is this new devilry?
I don't know what else they've kind of pulled together, but if you are a fan of these films, you know that if you bought the extended editions at any point, you got at least 2 discs of bonus features per movie, which were at least 4 hours per disc. So they went through every painstaking detail they possibly could on how they brought these movies to life, which, for my money, is probably all I'll ever need. I don't know what more I need to know, what more they're able to put together, but they've got something, apparently, that are going to come with it.
All right, then, keep your secrets.
There will be some premium items that are coming with this. They haven't really shown too many screenshots of what those items might be. I know they had shown, for prior releases, a replica of the ring and replicas of, like, the Sting sword.
So I have the ring, I have Sting, I have a map from Bilbo's study or the living room in Bag End, and they gave me the book that Bilbo writes in.
The last item that they list here, and I think the thing that I like the most about this, is the custom packaging that's coming with it. So it looks like, based on the images that you can see, is that there's multiple different ways that you can display this box and even change around what the art is that you're displaying. So whether it be only Lord of the Rings, whether it be only The Hobbit, whether it be a combination of the two. This box itself stores all of these films in what seem to be really nice looking digibooks, perhaps, that slide out, or some sort of nice case that slides out from a larger box. But that box itself can be wrapped or re-wrapped around to kind of display however you want it to be on your shelf, which I think is kind of cool. I mean,
it's a nice looking set for sure.
It's nicely done. It's a really great box, definitely, and that they're putting this much care into what the packaging looks like so that you can display it. I mean, they wouldn't give you all this interchangeable art if it wasn't for the purpose of putting on display. Some of these sets that it's only like all 6 films slapped into one case for you just to slide into your shelf. They want you to display this box.
And Lord of the Rings is a title that's worthy of that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, people that are the fans of the book, people who are fans of the movie, people who are fans of both, this kind of looks almost like it's a book sort of package, like a book series or a book trilogy that then has discs inside of it. I am not a fan of the Hobbit films. I'm not going to be rushing out to buy this. There's no price on it. I don't think that the Hobbit films were that well executed. The Lord of the Rings films were definitely the crown and jewel there, and I think the Hobbit films were like another go-round at the same magic that just never really materialized. But that you are getting all of this together is really nice. Maybe it's something where I can just buy the box like on eBay, just like pick the box up would be pretty sweet, and I could just put my things in there. When they re-released them out, the 4Ks, not that long ago, it wasn't that great of a box. I've already transplanted them into my former, nice magnetized Blu-ray box that they had come in originally. The 4K versions are definitely the definitive versions of these films to own. Whether or not you want to buy the entire package here with Hobbit as well is totally up to you. But to at least own those, it's a sizable upgrade. It's something that if you're a fan of these films, you should have definitely already bought. They have upgraded the picture almost in every possible way.
While I have nothing to say about Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, Peter Jackson, please give us 4Ks of Bad Taste, Dead Alive, Meet the Feebles. Didn't he already announce The Frighteners?
The Frighteners is going to come out from Arrow almost definitely February of 2022.
Honestly, just give me Heavenly Creatures and Dead Alive. I'll settle for those two. I understand this is the bigger property. I understand the love. I respect these films. Like as you said, I'm not a huge fan, but there's no hate. I respect them. He has a great filmography, especially when he first started off. He has a unique filmography that I feel like just keeps getting ignored on the physical media. I'm holding out for that earlier catalog, Mr. Jackson.
Maybe when Frighteners comes out and they see how well it moves, maybe that'll be their chance to maybe say, okay, let's get some more earlier, more niche Peter Jackson movies at that point. I mean, I don't know. What about Lovely Bones?
Even you couldn't say no to that.
Oh, yes, we could.
The one thing that it does not mention on the lineup of notes here that I'm assuming is going to be present, but just throwing it out there, is that the previous supplemental features for all of these that came on the previous extended editions, it doesn't mention that that's being included here. I got to assume that it is. They're including the theatrical versions. They're including the extended versions. I got to imagine they're including all the previous supplemental material, but it only mentions that they are releasing special features never before seen. If for some reason they did not put the previous supplementals in there, that would just be a disaster. That would not be complete. That would not be definitive whatsoever. That sounds like a cash grab then to me.
Lord of the Rings fans and collectors would not stand for that.
Shall not pass!
Are there any fans out there where it's like The Matrix or something? We're like, God, that first Lord of the Rings was incredible, but damn, they dropped the ball on 2 and 3.
No, definitely not. I mean, as far as 1, 2, and 3 go, they're a solid
it's
trilogy.
Like one big movie.
I mean,
event.
and you can say what your favorite
as.
one is. My favorite is The Two Towers. You're now right in the meat of the damn movie. Like like everything is there. I like that this movie picks up right where the action starts. I like that you've got Gollum is introduced, and also that the last battle of Helm's Deep I do like better than the Battle of Minas Tirith in the end of the third one.
When I attempted to watch The Two Towers near 20 years ago, I promptly fell asleep.
Which I don't know how, because the opening of The Two Towers when Gandalf is flying through the air with the Balrog, who he smites on the mountainside. That's like one of the most awesome intros of any film. How did you fall asleep during that? But people love Return of the King. That's actually the movie that got all the Academy Awards.
The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
This is the 11th Academy Award win tonight for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, tying the record for most wins with the films Titanic and Ben-Hur.
This is just unbelievable, and I'm so honored that the Academy have seen past the trolls and the wizards and the hobbits and are recognizing fantasy this year. It's from the days of Bad Taste and Meet the Feebles, which were wisely overlooked by the Academy.
If you are a huge fan, the uber ultra fan, then this collection's finally here for you. So Russ, I know this is the one you're going to be getting. Maybe I'll get this for you as a early Christmas gift.
Chew me out in the comments for not being a Lord of the Rings fan.
Roast either one of us. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not.
Maybe there's less fans of Lord of the Rings that are following us than maybe there's more people on your side. Maybe that's what we need. Let's hear down below.
There isn't.
So anyway, whether you're that super fan like Russ or an ultra fan like me, this film collection's coming out October the 5th. Get some while supplies last.